Howdy, folks. You're listening to Demon Dayz, an actual play podcast with a focus on fiends and the friends who play them. We're back after a little bit of a break, and we've got a bunch of new episodes for your enjoyment, so we can't wait for you to listen to those. Wanted to give a quick shout out to KiloWhat, who does the artwork for our show. Amazing as always. Go check out her stuff. All the important links will be in the show description. And then I also wanted to point out that we have a Discord where all of us hang out, have a great time talking about all things nerdy, all things tabletop. There's something there for everyone, so come hang out with us. We can't wait to see you there. Let's get on with the show, shall we?
Friends, fiends! You're telling me that you sell a jug that can either produce gallons of mayonnaise or gallons of ale? Jeez, talk about a perfect product. I'll take it! Oh, wow, look at that. That is expensive. How about I trade you a story? In fact, I can continue my current story. We've got Taslim, who just fixed her smell problem, Yusuf, who's been busy fixing the Fallhold, and Fetter, who has just shuffled his dad off on a supply run. All is ready for the arrival of Fetter's aunt, Tiamek, and that's where we'll dive right back into these Demon Days.
And after you clear your father away, essentially, and get him sent off, there's a note in your journal just asking the equivalent of like, when? Let me know. ... I mean, Tiamek doesn't write it that way. She's just more like, she has a very formal way of asking about it. Like
looking for update or something.
Yeah, looking for update. When can
emails you get from your boss, it just kind of makes you pucker a little, and you're just like, oh,
yes.
God. Yeah.
Full on email pucker. Yep.
Update. I will write, almost back to our keep. Should be able to scry in the morning. See you soon.
Okay. The following morning?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is the morning you saw Drago.
Yeah.
So then you got one more day. You guys decided
sexy shower. I think I'm just doing final preparations at this point once my dad's gone.
I was cleaning the bath while he was talking to Drago one last time, and then I'm going to head to the forge and try to finish fixing the ballista. So I'll do more rolls for that. That'll be the rest of my day. And then tomorrow, I think we were going to tell her to give us a stry.
Yeah. And then while Fetter's off with his dad, I'm going to do some scrying again, but obviously not late at night.
Right.
Yeah.
John, you want 2 rolls for this 8 hours for fixing?
8 hours is 2 attempts, yes.
Wow. Okay. So first one is a 15. The second one's a nat 20.
Nice. So then 3, 4. Yeah, you fix it. You get it to perfect working condition.
Cool.
It might even be a little bit better than the West one. The West one is good, but used, worn, aged, not broken. This one you've gotten into a good connection. The springs are strong. You did some good work.
Well, if I see that this one's better than the other one, we'll go with the other one and see how I can make that one more.
Yeah, a good roll on the 8 hour will cover it. A really good roll on the 4 hour will do a pretty good job, and the 2 hour is not really enough. Just to spruce it up to get it to the same level.
Well, I was doing the rest of the day on this. So with the nat 20, did that cut the time in half, or did that? Because I only had 3 out of 4 left to do.
It gives you a +2 onto your next time you do something.
Got it.
So inspired by the good work you did, you have a little bit more push on the next thing you do.
7 + 8 is a 15.
15? Yeah, you get it matched up.
Okay. I'll work late and finish that for the day.
Okay, so that covers a big chunk of that time.
Sonny's nose bleeds just a little bit more.
You actually see she's a little thinner now. She's lost so much.
Oh yeah, I just see him ratcheting back the ballista, just big muscle, like bulge,
Some swag glistening.
And you were definitely not armored at all. Like you've removed your shirt at this point.
Just sweating.
Because it's
Just walking around with hooves and pants.
I mean, when
and
we're
pants.
under a mountain, there isn't that much of a breeze.
No.
So
Yeah.
a lot of glisten going on down there. And if there's a breeze, that's kind of concerning. Yeah, so that brings us...
the breeze is from Sunny fanning herself.
Yeah. With she has to fan herself with Thunderwave.
I do declare.
Which, pretty much, unless there's anything else, that will bring us to the next...
Scrying.
Scrying, that's right. You have to do the scrying.
I'll mention to Taz at some point when we're walking by, and I'm like, does it? I know you have your kind of daily scrying ritual with everything. I was thinking about something. Since we were all kind of thinking we might run into Cadence with my father, and she's not actually there with him.
Fucking Cadence.
It might behoove us to get a bead on her if we can before we meet with Tiamek.
Hooves? What?
You're not there.
I was walking by.
Yeah, no, I mean, just laying all cards out on the table, I think, with my hand, because, like, I mean, what's the worst that happened? Like, you know, enforcers from my grandfather's house grab her and drag her off? Like, I mean, what's... You know, I feel like that's a piece of information that I feel beyond comfortable kind of sharing. I don't know, unless you all have differing opinions.
The other tiefling that also...
She was on Horatio's airship.
Oh, on the
Yeah.
Horatio's True. Yeah, okay.
And there's some sort of, she had what, like prophetic dreams, or
Yeah,
felt like
it was clear that she was in some way, shape, or form probably lined up to
That's right, yeah.
be like
to be
us.
one of us, yeah.
If one of us didn't pan out or we failed or whatever. So,
Got it.
but she's a piece of shit, so.
A lot of feelings here.
Yeah, I can add her in, check in on her, see what's going on there. I think I should still have... John, do I still have a vial of her blood?
Or did we... I don't remember what we did with that. What did you guys do with that? I think you do. Unless Lisa took it.
No, because it would have gone in the bag of holding.
If it went in the bag of holding, then you have
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Okay, so that means it'll be super easy because then she'll be at a -10.
A -10?
Yeah, because she doesn't get any pluses because I've met her.
Right.
But then with the blood, it would be a -10 because I actually have physical something of her. Yeah, so I will add her on to my
Your scry ritual?
my scry ritual.
Okay.
So we'll do her dad. We'll do little thing dad and then her.
Little thing, dad and her. Okay. So for little thing, I'm trying to think, because we're in the morning. They are. He is in kind of an offshoot of the main. Like the serving staff have their own dining area, and he's there, hanging out, pestering the cooking staff. They don't seem to mind. He's inquisitive, polite. They feed him food and he's trying some of their breakfast that they're preparing for the royalty and for the king and staff and the higher guard and all that. So pretty mundane for palace life, but you see that anyone who deals with him seems to enjoy his company, or at least not be bothered by it. And roll me a perception check. This one might be hard to catch.
15.
15? There, you mainly just see they respond well to him, and he responds intuitively to them, anyone he interacts with. Like if someone's passing something along, he helps them. If they're working on something, he seems to go over and be comforting. There is an intuitive to him that you sense, but it's hard to tell if there's anything more to it than that. And that's where your vision of Little Thing ends. Just wholesome, nice breakfast scene with the serving staff. And Cheshire's still gone, so you get nothing this has been longer than you've experienced it, but at the same time, it's also not that much of a surprise. He's been gone a lot.
Yep.
So now for Cadence.
Maybe he went back to where he came from.
Yeah. And for Cadence, I rolled a natural 20.
Fuck.
So you don't get anything.
God damn.
Well, I mean, no, it's a nat. If it's a nat 20, then it would just be a 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, if it was 20 and then minus 10, then she would still not beat my save.
No.
But
Yeah. But she doesn't get even benefits of her
Okay.
other stats. So, like, yeah, that was just a raw 20.
bitch.
She was pretty strong-willed. So there is a sense that she was able to push back. So you get nothing. You get nothing.
Now I'm curious.
Which leaves us to the time.
Moments, preparations, blah, 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 blah.
You do get another note from Tiamek, and it simply asks, do you have do you have teleportation circles I can scry to ease the transition here? Or ease the transition to you.
Right. I'll let Tazlin know. I'm like, all right, so okay. I'll write back. Still getting the run of the place. Will you be coming from Dis? ?
And while he's waiting for that answer, I'll point out at the circles around the room, being like, these two are for, like, around here, whether
Right.
it's the Dominion or connecting to Trost or something or
Sure.
whatever. These two are definitely infernal. They will go down to one of the hells,
Right.
whatever we connected to. And these two are some other plane.
Here's the thing. Do we really want, like, a back door
No.
to the tower?
No.
That's what I don't think I want.
No, we don't.
We can easily disconnect it if we need to.
Can you do that? Are you sure you can do that? Because then, I mean, here's the thing. I want to be able to be forthright with her. I don't want to start things off like it'll be fucking super weird if I'm like, no, come just teleport to this statue. And then she finds all the teleportation circles and we're like, hey, can you get us a sky point? And then, like, she's like, why the fuck didn't you just show us this? And we can be like, oh, we're stupid. But, like, she's going to know we're not stupid. Or we can do this, but do you feel like you can sever the connection later?
John, I got an 18 in Arcana. Have I studied these enough and the symbols enough that I can figure out, and especially with all the books that are available in the library, that I can figure out how to cut off a connection once it's made? By changing a symbol or whatever?
I think you've spent long enough doing that, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Cool. So, I'll write back, like, talking with my fellows, it appears that we do. How best should we go about this?
It takes a moment, and then you see written, you stand next to the teleportation circle that we are to scry to. I will scry you, and I need you to point it out to me. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I will have my partner look at it, and we will come to you.
So you'll be coming with someone? ?
There's a long pause, so to speak.
Three little ellipses,
Bleep,
like an
yeah.
ellipsis in my journal.
They show up, they disappear, they show up, they just fuck.
I knew I shouldn't have turned Marcus Red on my journal.
You see the words "new toy."
Oh, well, that sounds fun. New toy. Yeah. All right. Well, fuck. Well, it's. All right. So here's what we're gonna. Here's what we're not gonna do. So Yusuf.
I bet you.
Yusuf. So I would like for you to stand behind me. I'm gonna stand on the edge of this circle, right? Because here's what I don't want to happen. Like, oh, hey, Fetter, we're gonna come have a chat. Blah, 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 blah. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, I get sucked in to the portal, and all of a sudden I'm trapped back in Dis, and I'm not with you all. So I just want to make sure that doesn't happen, all right? So I don't, let's just be cool about this, okay? Like, so yeah, so just be ready to yank me. Got it? You good? Tazlin? Yes?
Got it.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Player knowledge here, because I think I know what's coming.
Everyone good? Anyone good? We good? Everyone good? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just to double check.
Gird your loins? Yes.
this is I make sure I am dressed in my armor for this, obviously.
Yeah, and I am like...
I'm also
like
going to take a second to bring Shenzo out too.
Full suit, like just like crisped. Like I would have like I will go back and say that I have like sent the suit. If I had 2 days, I would have put it in the bag and had it like freshly cleaned and pressed to like, you know, come back from Trost, unless those poor shopkeepers are dead or something.
You're looking at the little. You're going through the thing.
No, I was gonna put my like, let's say like a day and a half ago.
clothes service.
I put my suit into the bag to come back.
Okay, because you did get some stuff. So if you were to check that previous day.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that quick.
Okay.
Back up a little bit because there was something.
So I probably would have taken a second to also go like, Fetter, do I need to dress up for your family, be presentable? Should I also request some new clothing
Some new
that
duds?
yeah.
I mean, here, listen.
I just pressed a
Because
digipad on my
I mean,
shit.
I have a very eclectic style, which is great.
No. I want you. I want you to be comfortable as yourself. I don't want you to put on any airs. I don't think that's. If anything, that like. I mean, the appearance of kind of like oily, inauthentic artifice will be more suspicious than you just being the best version of yourself. Does that make sense?
Okay, because I haven't done this. I haven't met the family
You
before.
can wear pants. It's fine. Like, it's not going to be like.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen. As far as they know, like I'm as chaste as a choir boy. Like, so this is a whole new thing.
Have they met you?
I mean, like, it's different. The moral compass is slightly different. I mean, as far as like paying for it, kind of doesn't count. It's kind of like. It's kind of like backdoor if you live in Texas. You know what I mean? It's like
I am clearly alternative, so they are going to get.
No, it's fine. No, it's good. I want you. Okay. Listen, I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be the best. Just feel however you feel your best. That's what I want to put forward to them, because I feel like if you try hard, then you're going to be freaked out. Like, am I doing it right? And then the whole thing is going to go weird, and it's going to be weird already. So I want you to just feel comfortable.
Okay, cool.
I'm above table. I am remembering my parents coming to town in 2008 and meeting my goth girlfriend, and we went to Casita del Campo, and she wore like 4-inch like knee-high strap boots and like a Lolita dress and pancake makeup. And it was the weirdest like meet the parents thing ever. Yeah. So I'm having the same conversation with Taslin now, fully expecting to take a Cenobite to meet my parents, if that's what she feels comfortable dressing as. So,
Just a Phlegabite.
yeah.
So just to be clear,
Yes.
this is not the same partner to the Rakshasa.
No.
Different aunt.
Yes.
Right.
She's not fond of him.
Right. Okay. Let's go
Yeah,
down. Let's go down the list
Yeah,
real
let's go
quick,
down the
just
list.
so we're all. Grandpa, Augur, big scary pit fiend.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Right under that, Tiamek, kind of surly. Right.
Igni is first.
Igni.
I got
right.
it first. Yeah.
Igni, one version of surly, but like officiant. Taz, you've seen her in the scries, right?
These are
Yeah.
his daughters.
Yes.
Okay.
My aunts. Next level down is Tiamek, right?
Yep.
So, think just more business minded.
If Igni is the sword,
Right.
House Zephin, she's the brains. She's
Right.
got the knowledge. Like, she's knowledge.
Right. So
And do I have a sneaking suspicion that this toy that she's bringing is Cheshire? Absolutely.
Tiamek, think
That would
like
be funny.
the kind of the major domo of the house, like the executor of the estate,
Got
if you
it.
will, right? Then my mom, right? Okay, so who you've heard some about, the runaway pirate queen. Then under that is Fee, who is a goddamn nut job, who you've seen plenty of. Then under that is Yarvel, who was the crazy one from the tower and all that bullshit. And then Yarvel's weird, like, daughters that weren't daughters and all of that happened.
That also got sacrificed, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that whole thing. So,
And then finally, the youngest.
yes. is fucking
Parzival.
So Parzival and Malithar. So that kind of think like the wild headhunter, almost like Artemis type.
Yep.
You know, like goddess of the hunt kind of vibe.
Okay.
So that's the whole. I know it's a big list, and honestly, sometimes like when I'm looking at the journal, I get Tiamek and Igni mixed up, depending on the tone. So it's all a little severe in its own weird types of severe.
Not helping any is that they're probably the closest in age of the siblings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So Irish twins. As
Okay.
you were. Right. Everyone good? Great. Okay. Here we go. Don't let me get sucked off to hell. Here we go. And yeah.
And then we will do the. Should we do the?
Yes, the cleaners.
The cleaners thing, because there's a thing for that.
Okay.
So, and he says, and here we go. Pause. Screen like
Flashback.
We're gonna Ocean's 11 this.
Yes. You do see a note when you're trying to put your suit in there.
Yeah.
There's a note, just a fresh new note ready for you,
Right.
crisp and on nice parchment. Mm-hmm. Sloppy as fuck handwriting, so it's not the sister. Hi, Elamon here. I've been tinkering and created a really cool. The word "cool's" crossed off here, with Elena's signature next to that crossing off. New device that I need some help testing. It's called the It's called the Prestidigimendicane. And I've designed it to be a better cleaning device than the Prestidigipen. And I've added mending capabilities to it, I think. In order to use either this or the Prestidigitation part of the cane, you have to give it the proper command or syntax. And then another note apologizing for the dumbass brother from Elena. And yeah, you think it through, and there it is, an actual cane.
Oh.
With a nice
Oh boy.
handle on it. And it's fancy. It's a fancy cane.
All right. Yes. Okay. Good. I'm very pleased with this. And I even try, like, as soon as I've got it, like I walk around to like the last couple, like kind of like, you know, like the tables in the mess hall that are just kind of tilting ever so slightly, and I just kind of a very
whack 'em
officiously like tap them, like yes, tap, and just have it just like and just like.
And there was even a brief kind of tutorial written,
Right.
like scrawled on the back with diagrams drawn very poorly by Elamon. He's a very
Right.
exuberant person.
Sure.
But like you tap,
It's like
whack or
using
tap the
repair
table.
hammer in Valheim.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just yeah. Oh. Okay.
Straightens the bookcases up.
And I will send you all that information.
Yeah.
When I get it all kind of codified from the notes. But yeah, essentially you have an upgraded version of the Prestidigipen. It is now the Prestidigimendicane.
The Prestidigimendicane. Oh my god. I'm so horny for cleaning. I can't even tell you.
Jesus.
And so as you
The last, then that whole day would have just been me just giving the full polish to like all of the common areas.
and it is a fancy.
My God. So, who has seen Soul Eater?
Me.
I have not.
So they're one of my favorite anime, Soul Eater. There's a character in it, Excalibur, which is quite literally the sword
It's the sword
Excalibur.
Fool.
But he walks around with a cane and a top hat going fool, and he just has like he goes around and he taps things with the cane, and he does so much, and I just imagine him twirling, but it's Fetter as him twirling around as he's like cleaning
this. Yeah.
with the cane.
Just
That's
pointing
the
at
image I
things
have
to
in my head.
flotsam with us, just like right there.
Yep. And as we come back to the present, you two, Yusuf and Tazlin, you do notice that he is gripping the cane head a little bit tighter as he waits for his aunt to arrive.
Yeah. So
I just put a hand discreetly on like his lower back where I know it's going to be out of frame.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, ready to go.
I think Fetter, you can note. You're able to see the sensors, correct,
Right.
for
He
scrying?
can, yeah.
But you guys cannot.
No.
Okay, you do see the sensor. It arrives, kind of gets near you, looks around, and it stays there. And you do remember the assignment. Just point the direction of the thing.
And I'm just kind of.
And it looks at the infernal rune, and the sensor you can't tell what it's staring at, but essentially it gets closer to that and gains memory of it. It takes it all in. And then after a while, it disappears. Longer than you'd expect, maybe 10 minutes. Enough to, like, scribe it down.
So, like, minute 5, I'm like, all right, so I'm not saying this. This might just be ready if this goes tits up, okay? Like, this, I don't think it will be. I'm 90% sure it won't, but, like, just be ready, okay? Just be ready.
Yeah, it's like a 20 count for pulling a Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
And then they do it on 21. Like, there is a sense of, like, this is taking forever.
Yeah.
Yep, Shenzo's out, Bird's out, all of it's out.
Yep. And then eventually the sensor disappears, and then you see some energy form around. The air starts to agitate, and you can see some light form, and with almost a snap, decompression of the air. Vroom, you see a tall, lithe, pale-skinned human with long, flowing white hair, some of which is lazily pulled back and grouped into a haphazard bun. The rest kind of does what may. Got like a school-type cap on. And there is a whole, like, school boy outfit for this pale, tall person. A little too tight on him. And their shorts are a little bit too tight. They wear blue Mary Janes with white knee-high socks, and they carry a decent-sized bowl of steaming noodles with them and eat from it slowly. They look at you, nod, and they step aside, and then, with another formation, and poof, Tiamek appears. Medium height, wingless, deep crimson hair, dark gray skin, and complete black for eyes, adorned in scholarly robes with books attached all around, within reach. And she eyes you all, and sees Fetter finally. Ah, hello, nephew.
And? Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Here, she looks around at this place.
Welcome to the Fallhold, I should say.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for reaching out. This is Yusuf and Taslan, my traveling companions, who I'm sure the family is more than aware of at this point. And
I mean, you can do a perception check if you want, but she looks at you and just looks at you, acknowledges your presence. Fetter, you see it. It's the slightest of nods. Mm-hmm. These people are acceptable at first pass. You, with your perception, you can read this. It's
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You see it too.
11.
It is a 11. You don't. She acknowledges your presence with a slight nod. The slightest is professional courtesy, but very distrusting.
okay.
Like, she didn't come first. Mm-hmm. So she's just kind of playing it safe, in the same way that you might be playing it safe.
This is really more of a workshop. Shall we decant to the library, and I'm sure it's, while not a long travel, I know that it can be a bit draining.
Indeed.
So, shall we? And I'll have our servant fetch us some light refreshments. Yes. I won't. There is a certain history of this place. I'm sure you might be aware of, and if you're interested in a tour later, we're happy to provide it. But to business.
Yes, it would be preferable to do business immediately. Get that out of the way. My friend here can provide us beverage.
Yeah.
And lead me to this place that we are going to talk.
And we'll walk down the hall, and
I'll take the first step out.
And I will have Flotsam would be like waiting in the hall with a little tray of the best version of what I can remember Tiamek's like drink preferences being, without looking like too on the nose. Like there would be an option, but her favorite option would be there, based on what I was able to like cobble together from the vintages left in the Fallhold and what my dad had on his ship. So it might not be perfect, like it might be like a gin martini instead of a vodka martini, but I definitely want to try to have, set up that much.
For sure, and she notices it.
Yeah.
And there's a slight smirk on that itches in the side of her face. She acknowledges it. Ah, good taste.
Like, I just feel like if Taslan looks at Fetter, he is like slightly holding his breath in a way that like is a little uncommon.
Yeah, and to you, Yusuf and Taslan, she is an imposing presence. She is a lot more pervasive in this room. In any room, there is a deeper, darker, devilish aura about her. So you Towson, you might be able to, with an Arcana check, just sense the nature of just dis emanating from her. This is truly a child of dis.
Yeah, probably 18 plus 6.
Yeah, you
which is-
notice it. The infernal influence is great, and if you realize if she stayed here too long, that would permeate and take over. Not like take over, ruin the place, but things like
a dragon's.
Yes.
Like a dragon's horde.
Yeah.
I just give a slight look to Fetter, give him just the tiniest wink, and also that very slightly imperceptible modeling of just taking a breath. Get him to relax just that little bit, just wink.
So I'm sure you've got a list of your agenda for things. I think we should.
She pulls out a book that was attached to the right hip and
Right.
opens it, and it's a ledger, it's itinerary, it's got pockets and folders in there.
Right.
It's her business tome.
Might I ask, are we taking minutes? Is this to what do we owe the pleasure, I guess I should say.
Well, this is my toy, Jojen. And she points to the person that came in with her. They will be taking the notes and any information and can relay that to you. So you need not worry. If you wish to take your own, that's fine. I care not.
I pull out my journal and I'm like, I think we'll take our own notes as well, just to be sure.
And then she looks at you for a long minute. And if you want to insight, you can, but you can't.
Yeah.
She's doing some kind of read.
21.
Just sizing you up, seeing what you're about. There's a sense she's trying to figure you out.
Yeah.
And less so for Yusuf. She has acknowledged you, but you haven't said anything yet otherwise, so she's kind of focused on the active members in conversation at the moment.
That's fine. Yusuf stays standing in the doorway, facing the hallway where the portal was they just came through.
Okay.
And he just kind of
Perfect.
leans against the bookshelf here. And
As is tradition, and those who call the meeting obviously get to begin with the first order of business. So, please go ahead. How may, blah, and just stops, takes a drink.
Yeah.
Sorry, something in my throat. How may we be of service to the family?
Thank you. And you notice that she doesn't take a drink from her drink as well until you have. She takes a sip as well in politeness. A couple things that we can go over, and I guess can offer a choice of how you want to approach this. There is some personal family business that may be for your eyes and ears only. It depends. It's something I would rather not discuss unless we've talked about it first.
Well,
but that's late. I would rather do that near the end of my time.
Well, then, yes. Then please, let's start with the common business. And,
Common business?
we can proceed from there.
Well, first order of business is I would like to debrief you on what happened at the mountain. Your absence was felt, was noticed, and I would just like your story. And her pen, there's a feather pen just seems to come out of nowhere. And she starts writing.
Well, I, as you know, was on assignment.
Yes.
And
yes.
sometime after the flash, I do have vague accounts that have come back to me in time, and we have run into some fellows along the path who have corroborated my presence. Was drawn northward to the mountain. I do not have a conscious and full account of that journey.
Okay.
What I do remember is awaking, strapped to a device, with 3 other tieflings, 2 of which are here presently.
Fetter, you do notice a flick in her eyes. More directly, she's been looking from her. She's been writing down everything you're saying, not looking at you. But there's a flit of the eyes when you say strapped to a device. She flits eyes in your direction and then back down.
Right.
pauses her writing, and then continues as you continue.
Right. We awoke to what looked to be the remains of some standing conflict between some Bulgara and some other band of adventurers.
Aftermath, I think, is the appropriate term.
Yes.
Is what we would call it.
And then proceeded to find several hints of, shall we say, experimentation and things. And obviously we were selected by a cult of some sort bearing the sigil. And I'll throw out at this point, the ancient...
Yeah.
Well, ancient, like 2 months? Ancient, 2 months old,
yeah.
like tabard, robe sigil that I ripped off. We have since followed the path of this particular cult to Edgewater, where we again fell in with some amount of history there, also pertaining to things adjacent to the cult. We were set upon by some riders from Phlegethos and rescued at that point by a ship captain named Horatio. He was happened to be flying through the area, and I believe on the tail of the riders, and very serendipitously happened to pick us up. We there, with great haste, came here, figuring that there were 4 towers, then this one in the south, this kind of the famous Fallhold of old, and the storied people who've tried to maintain this mountain over the eons. Whereon, when we landed here, we found the cult trying to assemble another similar machine. We were able to kind of rout their efforts, we believe, and get ahead of any of their forward operating parties. What I can tell you is, and I'll pull out the signet ring from Ezekiel, the was it a succubus? Was it an Arañez? Another Arañez?
It was a I forget. It was a
Which one?
The one we
Ezekiela.
had, the Ezekiela. I had her name written down. I'm just not sure how to say it. Ezekiela, the one we had the cannibal feast with.
The one you cut her arm off?
Oh yeah,
At the
no,
dwarf.
she had a bunch of Arañez with her, but I
Yeah.
don't think she was an Arañez.
No, it was. I
No.
forget the. I think it was a.
She wasn't a succubus though.
I'm drawing a complete blank on it. I'll have to look
she
it
was
up.
she was a devil. She wasn't a demon, right?
Right.
She was a devil.
She was
Yeah.
a devil.
She was beset by chain devils, so she was probably
Chain devils.
higher up on the.
She had chain devils around her, and then there were a couple of Arañez around her, but she wasn't an Arañez.
The Arañez were outside guarding
Yeah.
the door. Chain devils were
Yeah,
with her.
Ezekiela's fancy ring, which I have had in my pocket for a while, and I bring that out and kind of hand to her, and
She takes it. She puts her hand out expectantly that you would drop it in.
yeah, I drop it in.
I side-eye Fetter just momentarily.
It's not magic, and she's dead, and I don't care. And I know the things I need to be secretive about, and
Yep.
the more honest I can be right now, the better for everybody.
And so far, the only things that have
No, it's more of her reaction. She's not
yeah,
trying to talk you out of it or anything like that.
the only things that have been triggering so far have just been mentions of the keywords. Phlegethos. There's been a few moments where you've said keywords, and she's looked up at, like, she's stopped writing at each one of them.
So whenever she does that, please let me know, because I'm doing insight every time.
Okay.
When she
mentioned like the Phlegethos element,
okay,
then that
because the
stopped
first
her.
one I did not roll well. The other one, that's a
Was she a horned devil?
Horn devil. That's
yeah,
right.
she was a horn
that's
devil.
what
Oh my god, I cannot do math. 16 plus 7. It's over
Yeah,
20.
30, they're 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, just beat her on that.
Okay.
So yeah, the Phlegethos angle was intriguing to her.
Yeah, the other one I rolled a 6, which was
And the other ones are more just for Fetter to know that when he's mentioned keywords,
Yeah,
that they've caught her
I see
attention.
and I'm trying to give her enough to snack on without, like, I've obviously made some omissions
Right.
about our trip,
And so far, so good on that front.
yeah. And I'll go, Ezekiela, a bit sloppy and a bit lazy, if I'm to be perfectly honest.
As horn devils are.
Yeah, let slip that she was the forward operating commander of whatever this cult was, and they're
Wait a minute. Sorry. Did we say she was a horned devil?
Yes, he mentioned that. That's why.
Okay, so
that's
you did
why
say
we
it.
had this whole conversation about what she was.
I said
Yeah.
she may have been an Arañez or whatever. I don't think I said that she was a horned devil.
Oh, okay. I thought that was part of why we were trying to figure out, so you would actually say that.
No, I wasn't
Okay.
going to actually say
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so that's my question.
Well,
because
I've given
she just
her
said
her-
horned devils are.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying. Like,
Okay, if you weren't saying that in character, then I retract that.
Okay. Yeah, so, Ezekiela, a bit sloppy and a bit lazy, let slip that she was the forward operating commander of this cult. And while there seems to be some odd attempts to disparage the family name by drawing us into this business, I get the sense that this is some sort of an odd collaboration between devil and demon that I can't quite piece together of. We're often beset upon by random demons appearing through rifts that seem to follow us about.
Rifts, as in...
Tears in the fabric of reality that seem to, as we've investigated, tie directly into the abyss.
Interesting.
Yes. So, when she revealed to us that we had essentially gotten our hands on and dispatched of the pieces of the machine that she was looking for, and that there was no one further ahead of her, we thought best to turn on her and eliminate the presence of the cult entirely, at least for the moment. We then found a subterranean locomotion device that brought us here to the Fallhold, and as you'll see when we tour, became quite aware of the storied history of this place.
Yes, there is a deep history.
And that's kind of where I'm going to end my debrief. My game of chess is that I'm not going to let slip anything about the Raven Queen until I find out what she knows first. So
Okay. Just in general, insight check against you.
okay. So what is it? Insight versus what am I doing?
Deception.
It would
Deception.
be deception.
Okay. Only a 10. Fuck.
She stares at you for a good long minute, takes some stuff in, and then nods. Did you mention where this Ezekiela was from, by any chance? Is that something we can glean from this ring you gave me? Any information about that is of interest to the family.
Let me see if I can
And I think,
go back to my Ezekiela notes and see what we actually...
because she mentioned stuff about Phlegethos, so I think there was something about Phlegethos being...
Yeah, she was a little
Bandied about.
horny for Phlegethos, right?
Yeah, we were good friends.
Yeah.
Let me see if
So
I can
there's
go back.
definitely a Phlegethos influence to the thing you thwarted.
Yeah. No, I believe from she hailed from Phlegethos,
Okay.
but
And then her eyes turn to both Yusuf and Taslan. Well, first Taslan. And where are you from? What is your blood? Same for the big guy at the door.
I'm looking at my Ezekiela notes here as well because I'm like,
It may not have been explicitly mentioned, but she did mention stuff from Fierna. I do remember the...
nope. I got it.
Yep.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, she eyes you intensely.
I'll let him answer first.
So
She's
this
still
whole-
staring at you, Taslan, as
Okay.
Yusuf is...
All right.
This
fine.
whole time, he's just kind of been looking down the hall towards the room. When she actually says something to them, he'll turn and look. He'll see that she's looking at Taz, and he'll kind of shoot Fetter a quick glance.
I'll try to be like you want to give us a hand here? Like, want to?
Well, while that's happening, and she asked me where I'm from, I just stare her straight in the face, and I go, "I'm from here. I grew up in a town, never really knew my father, and thought I was an elf for the longest time until these started growing." And I point at my horns.
Okay. If any of that is false, do a deception check.
Oh yeah, already did.
Because because there's some details I forgot.
Because I'm just trying to only say things that are true. Like
The dice are telling a story. I only got an 11.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she got like a 26.
Shit. Which, I mean, I was built for this. This is part of like the shit that I did in Skypoint. So the fact that I rolled an 11, I rolled a fucking 2 on the dice. Okay, so
You're obviously very affected by her presence.
The presence is very
fine.
affecting,
It's
and
fine.
she's so far.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Well,
Hold
we're
on. I
going-
fucking forgot.
We're getting
so
deep into the character feats, gang.
So when I deattuned from the sword, I reattuned to my ring of mind shielding,
Okay.
which that actually prevents somebody else from determining whether I'm lying.
In terms, okay, so it protects against insight checks as well. What's the?
Let's see. Oh no,
this
shit.
verbiage.
No,
I was
no,
gonna
no.
say, I think it just
you are
means
immune
people
to,
can-
You are immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your
Yeah.
thoughts and determine whether you're lying.
Okay, yeah. No, this is just straight
Fine.
people person social
That's
shit.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, that's cool.
Completely. And
Oh, my balls are sweating. I hate this so much.
she nods very imperceptibly. And Fetter, you do realize you have enough perception to know
Yeah.
that she knows something's up, but she's not going to pursue it for now. It's just getting a read. And
I mean, I
polite by
I
half.
barely omitted anything.
Sure.
So
yeah, it's a sense of like what you didn't put in, what you didn't. She senses that there's
it's not. I'm sure she could probably tell that it's not a deep lie.
right.
So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
As someone who handles family business and does a lot of deep lies, it's home territory.
Because it's true. I've never left the plane. I've never been in the house.
Interesting. This is an interesting development. We will have to look into it further. But first, thank you for giving me that information. I'll take that to Father, and we will collate. It seems there are other things at work, and can finally put some of our spies to use, our informants in the other hells to use, and figure out something that's going on. And if anything turns up, I'll let you know. Now, tell me about these friends of yours. I would like to question them in private at some point, but I want to know about your relationship, the three of you.
Since we kind of met in a state of duress, I think we're inquisitive traveling companions.
You three were found each other together at this mountain, correct?
Yes.
Strapped together on this machine.
Yes. Which we, through our own bit of research, have, I think was a means to kind of pull and draw infernal power. Focus it to a point. To what end, we're not sure, but we think that it's tied directly to the flash that appeared on the New Year.
Around the time of your disappearance. What do you mean by a flash? Explain.
Everyone in the realm, for quite a fair distance from, was it Gris Norvald?
Yeah.
Yeah. From the peak of Gris
Norval.
Norval, issued forth a bright green flash of light, seen as far away from Tross to Edgewater, I dare say down into the lower parts of this continent as well.
Did it... She pauses. Did it destroy any of the landscape around? Did you notice any interruptions in the scenery that were unnatural?
We were barely conscious at that point, but
Fair.
it seems, as best we can tell, having examined fairly thoroughly the soul batteries of Edgewater, to not have had the same ecological disastrous effects as that failed experiment.
Would you say that what happened to you was an interruption?
Yes.
Yes.
She does give you a look. She's intrigued. Okay.
I just give her back a look like, yeah, I'm here at the table. I'll play
You
too.
get the sense that she gets very laser focused on things. So when, like right now, she's not as observing of Yusuf since he's standing at the doorway. She's clocked this circle of proximity, and right now Fetter's the closest. You're little bit behind him, and then Yusuf is the farthest in terms of just focus of attention. So you could probably lie all you wanted and be fine. Like
Yusuf just standing quietly at the doors and pissing me off so hard.
Yeah, she did not even care that you did not answer about the heritage at all.
Thanks for bringing it up. Shut up.
And Yusuf,
Jesus, you're a terrible wingman.
Yusuf, you do recognize the way she is treating you is the way you have been treated when you were in the service of other lords of the hells. The service you did that was more escorty in nature.
Are you getting the butler treatment?
The more like, oh, I know what's
very on.
Yeah, I know what tasks you had in station. So you are like, you see it, you recognize it. It doesn't endear you to her any, but you recognize that look. That, like, I see who you are. I'm done.
That's fine. That was part of what was able to.
But Jojen has been very.
Head off the rock, Sasha.
Jojen's been very focused on you, though. Very intrigued by you, and keeps eyeing you every now and then.
I have him in my notes as Noodle Boy.
Yeah,
just noodles.
Extra slurps on the noodle bowl. Noodles. As he eyes in your direction.
Oh, sword is not out, by the way. Like it's not. I was gonna say,
keep that fucking thing sheathed.
Yeah.
If it comes out, it's probably gonna be bad.
Yeah, I've got, so as we're sitting on the table Shenzo's kind of like on the ground in between Fetter and my chair, and I'm petting him with my right hand because I'm writing with my left, and periodically, if I need to, we'll reach over and kind of squeeze Fetter's side, kind of being like, "What are you doing?"
No,
sorry.
Go ahead.
She sees you. She sees you. Sorry. She sees you petting Shenzo, and it's like, that is fascinating. Drow in nature.
No.
She writes something. I'm sorry, Fetter. Continue.
I suppose, just to be, in the spirit of full disclosure, we did kind of gloss over the bit where we dispatched Melanthar, but you and I both know that his manners...
For the first time, there's a breakthrough of the wall of Tiamek, of the professionalism turns to a sort of, like, casualness.
Yeah.
She's just like... And she's
right, like
her rigid
everyone
pose,
talking about your idiot cousin, and
clearly she does not like Melanthar.
Yes, that fuckhead.
Yeah, and honestly, the entire encounter.
She says that.
Yes.
Yusuf stops staring down the hall. He's like, "We might get along," and then just keeps looking down the hall again.
A kitty shit could do more than he does.
It's true. It's very true. Yes, because honestly, I was as I was saying that the entire encounter is such a blip in the memory of this entire grand tale that barely worth mentioning.
Let me guess.
It lasted a
he
blip.
was downed in one hit by that guy. She points to Yusuf.
I mean, it wasn't one. It was a group effort, but Yusuf did a lion's share of the work. True.
He took him by surprise.
I mean,
I am relieved.
He didn't even try to, like, pretend to be anybody. Like, he just showed up as himself. Like, I thought the whole Rakshasa thing was you could, like, spy on people and pretend to show up as other things. Like, he just showed up as himself and we kicked his ass.
It was very uninteresting.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Very short-lived.
I'm sure. And like at this point, Fetter is a little bit is relaxed a little bit too. Is like, I'm sure we're gonna have to fucking kick his ass again at some point because he's probably pouting around the tower. But
I mean,
As he's being
still
reconstituted.
have an ear
Yeah.
of his companions.
Well, you'll be happy to know he's still being reconstituted at his level of hell.
oh, the Cambion, we have a.
yeah, I
totally
still have her ear.
I totally forgot
Yeah.
we have a spy that we can have do shit for us. We should send her a Skype. Anyway, I didn't say any of that out loud. I just like at some point there's a glance between Fetter and Taslin of some shit that I had totally forgotten. Johnny, totally forgotten until right now.
She is more at ease. I am not one to judge the proclivities of my sisters, but
It's a broad term.
yes, but this one between Parsifal and Melanthar is a weird one.
Yeah.
But again, I don't meddle in that shit. It's her fucking business. Anyway, if it would be amenable, I would like to talk to each one of your friends privately, ask them some questions. I understand that this request is a bit intimidating. She starts to straighten up again. But you understand the need to look out for family.
I do, and as
I will not shank them
right, but
like Fee.
as you have at us a slight bit of a disadvantage, I will let them speak for themselves. We are kith and kin at this point, and one does not speak for the other, so I will let them decide.
I'm fine with that.
Very good.
As he continues to look down the hall.
Sure. I don't see why not.
Very well. When this business concludes, then I shall meet with each of you. Maybe we stay here and everyone exits is the best option for that. Then, another thing on the docket. She flips through a few folders within the tome. I have some assignments for you, Fetter. You have been lax in your duties. She's become stern again. These are some things that I need you to take care of at some point. Resume your work for us, for the family. I imagine there will be time to solve this mountain problem while you do this. She ruffles through some things. First, on the docket, this is a general one, and it's one I was planning on assigning you before you left. This is a generalized assignment ongoing, not a huge priority, but if you find it here, she hands you
Oh boy.
an assignment. We need more souls of the 7 deadly sins. In short,
Right.
we need about 11 across the 7 disciplines who exhibit strongly in their categories.
Okay.
And these are just numbers that are low. We need them back. Find as you will. I see that you had some fun with some kobolds.
You know, that was really just... Sometimes it's just the exercise.
Yusuf just like puts his face in his hand and is like, oh God.
She clocks it.
Yeah, and I will say, that said, though, I imagine that the Obelix was quite a find.
Yes, I did like that. She says, giving an indication of its result, its end result.
Yeah.
We have access to that knowledge, and it is good. So I appreciate it. Also, you'll be happy to know that Pip will serve our house well.
Yeah, they're all dead. They're all dead.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
They're all fucking dead.
Remind me, so when we did a contract for the Obelix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people that presented as, like, not you, but the other visages that the Obelix...
Okay, so we wrote me out of it?
No, I did not put
You weren't even written into it.
You weren't written into it.
Yeah, because, like, if she said that, I totally forgot that we did that because I would have been like, oh, so they have the memory of me. Okay.
No, there's language.
All right, good.
Yeah, there's language excluding that in the contract. Whether they find a way around it, that's
so
yet to
I
be
probably
seen,
totally forgot that, and there's a little bit of a squeeze on Fetter's leg there.
She does you Fetter, like, there is some interesting language in that one, which maybe we'll discuss at a later time. Not today. This is not the business at hand. But yes, more to do. Here we go. I've actually got something from fucking Fee that she was supposed to do, and she did not.
Sure.
Long, drawn-out sigh. Fuck. Okay.
So much mental commentary that I am not saying out loud.
This one's of medium priority, but it is adjusted. We have interest in Sky Point. In particular, the Archmage that attends to the king. This has been an ongoing struggle between Fee and I to get this figured out.
Yusuf perks up.
Essentially, Sky Point's Archmage Bonham is a bit of a mystery. Seeing he's probably one of the most powerful of the Archmages on the material plane, I thought it would be great to set up a meeting. I asked Fee to check him out, and she said, fuck no, and I quote, she has no interest in Mr. Grossfuck. Essentially, she wouldn't talk to him on our behalf. So we pursued, and he would not talk to us. We don't like this. And we would like to, and she hands you the paper.
Who was the direct point of contact for the family?
Fee.
Well, no, once Fee...
We sent an agent over there to encourage her. It was a guided hand to ask. It was like pulling teeth. But anyways, we have been rebuffed. And we want our fingers in the pot of Sky Point. So, as per the assignment, if you can find someone a pathetic someone who will be willing to be groomed, guided by the Zephin household, who will do as we say. We want to transplant them in as the new Archmage of Skypoint. It is a tall order. We know practically little about this Bonham.
So, disposing of Bonham in whatever way, and
Whatever way.
and replacing them with someone we think both loyal to the family and willing to.
Someone who is easy to control. Loyalty is not a requirement, it's encouraged, but if they have no ties, if they have no roots, if they're listless, if they bandy about and have any sort of modicum of magic, we can do the rest. We can make a gem from coals.
So, Fee's placement at court was under your direction and not her own machinations?
Her arrival to Skypoint was on her own volition, and I've tried to capitalize on it continually. She makes to say something,
Yeah.
thinks better of it,
Okay.
sighs. The next one is one of a higher priority.
I'm gonna just that momentary whatever. I'm gonna do an insight check.
Okay.
I'll assist.
Well, you don't need to because I've got eye for detail,
Oh,
but
that's true.
appreciate it. Oh, that's a 19 on the die, John.
Okay.
So guess what number that is?
400.
30. 30. That is
400.
Yeah. Tiamek is generally patient with Fee, but when it comes to the family business, it is the thing that will probably break her.
sure.
Like, just in terms of outburst, anger, aggression.
Right.
You sense the limits of patience are generally in Fee's direction, and with this simple request
Right.
to use her courtly charms to court the High Archmage of Skypoint, simple, you had one job sort of thing.
Right.
Like, and she wouldn't do it, and for something as simple as he's gross and fuck you.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, because I'm sure Fee won't be forthcoming with this information.
No. She
What notes do you have on how she's been spending or wasting her time when she should be?
She's having a ball. She's having fun. I can only imagine just living a courtly life that she somehow can't get in her palace tower, her part of the tower, her palace room that we've built specifically for her whims.
I want. We're going full ear for deceit. Insight check.
Okay.
Is she holding back information about little thing? Is
Okay.
what I'm
Yeah,
getting
I'll
at.
insight that as well.
All right.
I'm inciting her as much as possible, honestly.
11, so that's a 22.
Okay.
23.
You get the sense that she's avoiding talking about little thing just yet. And with the way that when she avoids it in her conversation, she does eye Tazlin very briefly. There's a little bit of
Okay.
you catch it, that she's waiting. Like, that's part of a later, that's not part of the business at hand, the assignment.
That's gonna come out when we're
Yeah.
one-on-one, I see.
She wants to, but you also get the sense too that this thing with little thing is confounding. The mess that they're in is there's a bit of a stymiedness to her. Tiamek, who knows almost everything, is a little in the dark when it comes to Fee and what she's doing, how she's involved, what Igni had to play with it. There is some.
She's in the dark. About
She's
some of
missing
this.
context, and it's
Okay.
aggravating.
Copy that. Got it. Okay.
And she immediately pops this paper over to you. We used to have a safe house in Skypoint. Used to. We've lost all contact with it. Whether the person who was running it, she looks through her papers, Terry, I think his name is, was supposed to keep an eye on it, be our access to the city, and gone. Nothing. And, well, we want to know what happened. And, frankly, if this Terry is gallivanting around, shirking his responsibilities, I want him dead. Anyway, you can. Make him suffer. Let me know.
Should be easy enough.
She eyes briefly Yusuf. She kind of gets a read that you do have more of a holy, lawful bent. And she clocks that, and then turns attention back to Fetter. Another one, we have a incubus in our employ under contract with us by the name of Cessus. He provides us many, many souls. He's a very good client, and he decided he doesn't need us anymore. He would like to... he decided to breach our contract, for lack of a better way to put it. And he's invited other devils to swoop in with better offers. Now, our contract is ironclad. But if a house with more resources to burn comes in, they can take on the contract and eat the consequences. I don't need to tell you how eager House Temper is
Yes.
to get involved with our fucking business.
Sure.
We'd like to keep this steady stream of souls coming in, but if that's not the case, if we can't come to some sort of agreement with him, I want you to clean house. There is to be no trace. If we can't have this stream of souls, I don't want anyone else to. It is to be taken care of and done. Obviously, we cannot offer a whole lot. So you're going to need to spin some magic on that. Spin some words. Because if Temper can just throw their resources at it, and they will, it's a good stream of souls.
Yes.
It's a good one. Cessus is great at what he does. But he's a fucking asshole. She takes a moment to recover from that slight against her and the family. Here's one. It's high, but I'm not sure how far we'll get with it. We would like to, in the same vein of figuring out what the deal is with Bonham, we'd like to check out the other Archmage, the one in Trost. See if we can't come to a meeting. I want to meet Galotha, the Resplendent. I want her to meet me in my tower. I want to talk with her. Learn her secrets. She has been tangentially involved in our affairs, whether she realizes it or not. And she has caught my attention. I tried to get Fee to do this when she was there in Trost, and... well...
Yeah, we heard of...
Not you, Gross, but...
We heard of Fee's dalliances in Trost. She cut a swath across that frozen city.
I just don't get her. Oh, never mind.
I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it, so...
Oh, sorry, I gave you a different one.
Mm-hmm.
That one's this one.
Oh, okay.
That's John mistake, not Tiamek mistake. The one I gave you earlier...
You're right.
Is...
Jeez, talk about family pack mule.
Yeah.
I'm fucking...
Last one.
Carrying a lot of water for the whole family. Yeah, go ahead.
This one is about House Temper. Specifically, Viscous Jetsam. One of their top agents... Well, one of their agents... has been needling in on our business in Skypoint and in many places, and I want her information. I want the stuff she cares so little about that she takes it with her everywhere.
Yes.
I want her contracts, her journals, her correspondences. I want everything.
We clocked Vicious in Edgewater, trying to follow us about, and managed to, I believe, fairly effectively skirt her attention for the moment, but...
Yes, and a word about that. She is still infatuated with you.
Well, I mean, hard not to be sometimes.
Yes. But the one to be careful for, to watch out for, is her partner, her guardian? I'm not sure of their relationship, her Githyanki protector, Aegis. He is her clear head, so she can carouse.
What business does the Astral have with House Temper? Or is he?
I don't know.
Or is he a mystery? Is he a?
He's a mystery.
aberration?
I do not like that. I don't know what his deal is, why they are here, of all. But I would like that taken care of.
Right.
Obviously, in your own time, the pressing thing is you dealing with what happened to you all.
Yes.
Quests, my dear friends and fiends, quests. Fetter's got a whole slew of new quests, and they sound like a whole new set of stories for a different time. But I think I've given you enough story to warrant that fancy new jug. I'm going to be a mayonnaise fiend. Ooey gooey slappy glappy, am I right? Anyway, I gotta go. I'll be back next time with jug in hand to tell you more about these demon days.